YouTube, we are on here again, and today I've been having a lot of thoughts going through my mind, especially when I just came back. I had a little bit of shit going off this morning, so I got back and I was just thinking to myself, you have genuinely only two choices if you want to do anything in life, and the two choices are going to be you choose to be obsessed, or quite frankly you choose to be average, and there's no in between. And I want to talk about obviously being both of them and how you can't sort of be on and off, because a lot of the times in the past, like I've tried to, and I've saw a lot of people try to be on and try to be off. And what I mean by that is sometimes you want to be super focused on your goals, and sometimes you want to fall off. Sometimes you won't necessarily do anything. And when it comes down to truly actually succeeding in any aspect, you can't be a light half switched on. You're either fully focused 100% of the time, going after it with every single ounce of energy, or you're completely turned off. You're a light switched off, and you can never get anything accomplished if you're trying to be half on and half of, like, yeah, I'll do this for now, and then later I'll do it. Just truly will not work. So you have to make a conscious decision. And what I mean by when I say you either become obsessed or you stay average is you have to make that conscious decision. If you truly want to live that life that's worth living, if you truly want everything, living in Thailand and doing whatever you want all day, every single day, you have to make that conscious decision to become obsessed with that goal. Not just say I'm going to achieve it or I'm going to get there. You truly have to use every single ounce of energy every single day in order to push yourself forward and get there much faster, because so many people can say they want to succeed, they can say they want to hit all of these goals, but quite frankly their work ethic will never ever match that. The things that they do every single day will never really push them much closer towards getting to those goals. And when it came down to me, like I said loads of times, when it came down to me first building my business, the pain of me staying the same was so bad. Like, I couldn't imagine a life of never ever truly seeing my potential and never really leveling up in any aspect of my life. I couldn't live with that. I couldn't be satisfied with every single day knowing that I could be doing more. Even now, every single day when I'm going to sleep or something like that, I always know in my mind that maybe I could have done a little bit more. Maybe I could have tried a little bit harder or got more tasks complete. And when you have that sort of growth mindset where you always know in your head you can be doing more every single day. Like, I know right now, I'm giving it everything, but you can always try a little bit harder. You can always do another rep. You can always give it a little bit more. You can always be a bit more locked in on your diet. You can always wake up a little bit earlier, and it's trying to perfect every single day. Because when you want to become obsessed with a goal, you're going to want to make sure everything's perfect, or you're at least going to try and strive for that perfection every single day. And if you aren't really doing that, you're not really giving it your all. And then you're settling for being average, because by default, if you aren't pushing, if you aren't trying, you're settling. And it's 100% a thing. Like, I've saw so many people, they say they're going to the gym. You become obsessed with getting in shape or you don't. Like, you see these people, and you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. They'll go to the gym. They'll say they're training hard. They'll say they're eating clean. But then you look at their physique, and then they're not really in shape. They haven't really gotten those results. And then you know that they're lying to themselves about one part of the equation. They must be lying. Because if they was truly giving it their all, if they was truly obsessed with that outcome of getting into shape, of living that life that they wanted, the results would speak much differently. The results would speak much louder. They would be in better shape. They would have that physique. They would have everything that they say. But, quite frankly, if they don't have that, you know they're lying. I know they're lying. We all know that they're bullshitting to themselves, and they're trying to have an easy way out. So when it becomes down to truly becoming obsessed and truly going after it, what does that even look like? What does that mean? I'm going to tell you what it means to me. It means waking up at that certain time every single day and having a set list of tasks and going straight into that. I don't care how tired I am, because I don't care if I don't feel like doing it. I know if there's a certain amount of things what I need to complete today, I'm getting them completed. And then when they're completed, maybe 7 p.m, 8 p.m, I don't necessarily sit around. You always have to keep trying to find something else to be working on. Because if you're not trying to find something else to work on, if you're not trying to find an area to improve, but then again, you're settling for average, and you're never going to really push past that level where you are currently at. Especially when it comes down to your own personal development journey, when it comes down to self-improvement as a whole. You always have to be trying to find ways to perfect your craft. When it comes down to my business, I'm always trying to find a new way to get a client. I'm always outreaching, posting different content, testing out a different strategy. Because when you try out all of these different things, you begin to find out what works faster. And then when you find out what works faster, you double down on that and you become even more obsessed. But obsession is what's going to truly set you free in anything. If you become truly obsessed, and I mean truly, truly, truly obsessed every single day, that where no distraction, nothing will ever hold you back. When you reach that level of frequency, when you reach that level in your mind, you will then start to unlock new levels to your life. You'll start to unlock everything. Your path will become much clearer. Everything that you are setting out to do will just seem effortless and it seems easy. And getting to the level where I feel like I've built myself up personally when it comes down to my mindset, I just know that every single day it's not even a chore anymore. Like I used to think, fuck, I have to keep going every single day. But you want to keep going now. When you start truly obsessing, you start to enjoy it. And you start to be like, you know, like I know I've mentioned to you guys that I was definitely going through a hard time recently. And you have to, like I was looking at it like this, I was putting it into perspective and I was like, if I was going to watch a movie, if I was going to watch a film, would I want the characters to go through the most traumatic story possible and then still come out on top, regardless of what he has gone through? Or would I want to watch the film where he doesn't really go through anything, doesn't really try, doesn't really see any success in his life? And of course, you're going to want to choose the one that has the hardest story, that goes through the most bullshit. And I was thinking to myself, that's just exactly where I am right now in life. I'm just building up that best story. So everything that I'm going through, it was just to build a better story. When it came down to having to move out because of the earthquake, not getting a deposit back, having to move to a villa, nearly going broke, making it all back. That's just part of the story. And I would rather watch that film where that person goes through absolutely everything. So whenever you go through that bad time, whenever you go through a dry period in your business, or you're not seeing as much success as usual, it doesn't even fucking matter because you understand it's just part of the game. It's just part of the story. And everyone would be like, yeah, you know, I'd just quit. I'd just go home. Well, guess what? I motherfucking wouldn't. Because I've became truly obsessed to becoming the best at what I do. To becoming the best fitness coach. To becoming the best agency. To giving the best content to you guys. I committed myself to that. So I show up every single day. Instead of me filming one YouTube video a day, I film 3 YouTube videos a day. Instead of just posting on YouTube, I'm on here. I'm on Instagram. I'm coaching people in person. I'm trying to help out the people around me. And when you become obsessed, that everything's an opportunity. Every single thing in the world is truly an opportunity. And for people that just say, you know, I just want to live a normal life and just go to the beach and do nothing all day. Fuck that bullshit. The work instills the worth. If you truly want to become worth something in the future, the work what you do is going to reflect that. Every single solitary day, your work is going to reflect that. But, like I said, guys, choose to become obsessed. Don't go half in. Because if you go half in, you're going to get half-assed results and you're not really going to push yourself forward and you'll just keep plateauing. You'll stay in that exact same position and you won't really grow in life. You either decide to become obsessed and truly give it everything every single day, or you don't. And that is pretty much everything that I want to say. You can't just do something when you feel like it, or do something when it fits your time, or do something when you feel just like you feel like it. You can't do that, because if you do, you're just settling for average. And the most growth, like in the gym, the most growth is made in those reps where you feel like failing, where you feel like putting the weights down, when you're getting half reps, when you're giving it your all. That's where most of the muscle is going to be built. Most of the progress in life is going to come from when you don't feel like necessarily doing something. You don't ever feel like pushing forward. That's where most of the growth is going to come from in your own life. So choose to embrace the struggle. Understand, if you was watching a film, you'd want the characters to go through the most struggle, and everything's going to work out. You just have to see those challenges through. But the challenges will never disappear. They'll just get bigger and bigger as you continue getting better. But like I said, choose to become obsessed with whatever it is that you are doing, because it'll make it so much more worth doing. So much more worth doing. But yeah, so peaceful. I feel truly at peace right now. You know, just filming on these YouTube videos, giving out my knowledge, giving out my value, being in the sun, doing what I love doing. I'm about to go and hit a workout outdoor near my swimming pool in a minute. Maybe I'll get a couple clips on, post them on Instagram or something like that. But I just feel so much greater within myself now, because I've just decided to embrace all the challenges. Like, I'm obviously big for wanting to improve in life and big for wanting to give it your all and work. But sometimes that stress never pushes you truly forward. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It depends what sort of person you are. However, for now, I just feel fucking good about where I am. And I'm seeing progress and we're growing. So yeah, that's everything, guys. Choose to become obsessed and everything will work itself out. Just like me. I could have quit by now. Most people would have quit by now. But if you choose to continue to go through every single motherfucking challenge, life becomes truly easy and nothing can help, nothing can stop you because you just build yourself up to it. Like, I know a year ago, I wouldn't have been able to handle a lot of the shit what I go through right now. I would have just failed under the pressure and I would have just collapsed. But when you build yourself up mentally, moving out, going through challenges, going through different fucking struggles, it's way better, man. 100 times better. Because you truly become thankful for that. I'm thankful for all of those challenges that I grow through. Because it just builds you up to a new level mentally. But I don't really want to say anymore, guys. Just want to go and enjoy the sun and drink some water and hit the fucking weights. It's everything that I love doing. But yeah, like I said, drop me a follow on Instagram in the description. Let's fucking get it.